My microphone thing is squeaky. What's up, everybody, and welcome in to a brand new season of We Stomped You Out, presented by Pop Culture Pros. I am Steve. We got Timmy T right on there. He's got a lot. No, he's on mute, I think. Or we can't hear you.
Hello.
There
Check
we
one.
go. There we
Okay,
go.
I'm back.
Check one, check two, check three. All right, Timmy's there. And as you can see by his name that he chose today, he's not screwing around today. Or hopefully for the whole season. We got Keith right down there.
Yo,
And
What's going on, people?
Rodriguez could not make it today, but we will move forward without him just for today. Let's do this real quick, as we always do after each week, and usually Timmy can sum this up within in 30 seconds, or actually 10 to 15 seconds, because it's the same thing from last week. But offseason came through, new GM, new coach. Joe Judge is no longer, obviously, and got through the draft, and now whole new season. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? And a little bit later on in the show, we'll go through the schedule and see. We've done this every year, and sometimes we go 10-6. I don't know if any of us have picked the Giants to go under 500 since we started the show, because we do it on paper, but then they play the stupid games. If we just do it on paper, we're good. But
we're optimistic.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how optimistic we could be after 4 years of this. It's like beating a dead horse, beating a dead seal, as Rodriguez would say. But Timmy, we shoot it over to you for the good, the bad, and the ugly off-season edition.
Well, you asked me to do this today. I kind of broke it down in just some simple categories. The good is we have an offensive line, guys. Now, if this isn't an offensive line that maybe is going to get them to a Super Bowl, but we're not looking at a Super Bowl this year, obviously. Right. But they are much improved. Saquon should be able to run behind this goddamn line. Daniel Jones should have time behind this line. They're a mix of veterans and young guys. Our two tackles, I think, are going to be outstanding players as they get older. I would put that all into one good category. The bad is our field. Our practice field and our regular field, and injuries. That's the bad. Our guy, we have so many injuries and so many problems with that field and that grass, that fake grass. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's got to be changed. Something has to be done about it immediately, because now we got 3 rookies, 3 guys from the draft are out for the year already. Yep. Kayvon Thibodeau might miss week 1. Ojulari might miss week 1. That's our defense. Yep. That's our defense.
The only consolation is that it might not be a prolonged period of time.
Yeah, that's the only good thing. But still, week 1 is week 1. You don't want to start off with a massive loss. So, right. The ugly, I brought it down to one major category. We have no wide receivers, people. None. 0. Kenny Golladay is one of the worst signings in the history of the New York Giants franchise. I seen him in all those games. Balls were hitting his hand. Balls are hitting his chest, and he dropped every one of them. He could not get separation from anybody. It was a goddamn travesty. Wan'Dale Robinson. Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson might
That's
be
who
good,
they're talking up.
But he's a rookie still. He's still a rookie. Kadarius Toney, Fragile, we don't know about him yet either. And Sterling Shepard, he's a veteran, but he's getting a little old. So as of right now,
and Fragile.
What's going to hurt Daniel Jones the most this year is the fact that he has nobody to throw to, and that's going to be a problem.
And the only person he has to throw to right now is Barkley, who's never going to be available to receive the ball.
Yeah,
beyond the offensive line, because there's no offensive wide receivers to spread the defense. Exactly. I mean, Slayton's coming back. Slayton just did a whole entire deal to cut his paycheck down.
Mm-hmm. Just to stay with the team,
which is awesome.
And I do like Slayton, but Slayton is a slot receiver at best. We need downfield threats. We need somebody who's going to spread that defense and allow Barkley to catch those screens and run the ball, right? So, we'll see.
Well,
the best thing we can hope for right now is that somebody unknown steps up. We get a practice squad player that comes in and just blows everybody away, like a Wayne
Well,
Corbett
yeah.
type of deal.
Well, I was gonna say we signed the kid. If you watch Tough Enough, was it Tough Enough? Is that what it's called? Not Tough Enough. Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks.
We signed
The Lions.
one of the kids out of the Lions, Khalil Pimpleton. I like him. Fast, quick. He can move. I don't know if he can block, but he was quick. But he's on the practice squad. If we need him, I say bring him up. Bring him up because as of right now, we don't know about Bellinger, our tight end yet. We have no idea about him yet. Daniel Jones is going to have a hard time throwing to nobody. And like I said,
We do have
Galladay
what's his name? Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson. Him and Tony.
Yeah.
If him and Tony can produce this year,
that could be an exciting.
That's a 2,000 yard receivers right there. Yeah. If they get their shit together, and if Tony can stay on the field,
and
so far he can't.
And Slayton was originally meant to be a deep threat, and you can't get deep. So he almost by default he becomes a slot receiver because that's how quickly he's got to turn around for the ball. But if Slayton was in the role, if everything clicks, the offensive line is looking a little better as you said. I think Facebook is having an issue right now. It just popped up on there. Always Facebook with your stupid shenanigans going on. But if they get the offensive line to step up, and it doesn't even have to step up a ton, any little bit is improvement. But you get that offensive line to give Daniel Jones the extra couple of seconds, and obviously this is Daniel Jones make or break. We talked about this last year, but now the new coach, new GM is going to give him a shot this year. Obviously didn't extend him. As we would have probably, thought that people were nuts or something, if we were to extend. But so, that's what it was meant to be. And if you can't, if you don't have the time to do it, then you just can't get there. All right. So Daniel Jones, on a scale of 1 to 10, how optimistic are you on him actually taking a step forward, and how much of a step forward, for you, Keith, how much of a step forward does Daniel Jones have to take in order to even consider him coming back and not looking towards the draft?
Well, this is going to be, ideally we would like to say, well, okay, Daniel Jones, here you go. Here is everything you need. Show us what you got. But what we did as a team, the organization, the Giants organization, is say, well, we solved a big problem. Now it's up to you, your talents, and your arm to fill in the gaps, right?
Right.
So I truly believe, because if you look at somebody like the guy in New England who plays in Tampa now, you look at his career, he's essentially
that guy.
That douchebag.
I liked him in Ted. He was really good in that movie, Ted. But if
is he getting divorced, by the way? What's happening right now?
Who knows? Listen, I honestly don't hate him. He was also.
What was the other rumor? The Masked Singer.
I get a kick out of him. I don't want to waste too much time speaking about Brady, but I do get a kick out of him, entertainment wise. I don't mind him football wise unless we play him. I don't have an issue with Tom Brady like a lot of people do, but then again, we beat him twice anyway. So
yeah, we don't have the reason to.
It's really going to come down to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones's ability to create receivers, right? So that guy Brady. I'm not saying Daniel Jones is Brady in any way, but a good quarterback creates receivers if he has an offensive line that protects him and a running back that can run. So if Barkley stays healthy and the offensive line is able to protect him, we're going to be able to see if he can create receivers. Now, there is such receivers who can't run a slot, who can't run a pattern, and just screws everything up. But most players coming out of college know how to do those things. So it's going to be really up to him. And I think that Daniel Jones, 1 out of 10, I'm going to give him right now a 6 because we've never seen him do that. If he has that offensive line, I'm going to say good luck. I hope he pulls through. I honestly think the Mets. That was last show, folks. I honestly think the Giants are going to be drafting, looking at quarterback in the next couple of years. But hopefully Daniel Jones proves me wrong because the guy has shown me little spots of being able to perform. But I don't know.
Yeah, and plus now you got football heads that have been successful elsewhere and is not a special teams coach, or some dumbass with a giant suit that doesn't know how to present himself. Just because you're the coach of the Giants doesn't mean you have to wear a giant suit. Okay. But all right, so there's that, and so there's several different camps on this. There's the Dave camp, who has been down on Daniel Jones for the last couple of years, and then I think there's the camp that we are in, is that there's a potential for him, but how do we know without protection? So Timmy, I asked you the same question. Where does he have to be on that 1 to 10 scale for you to even consider bringing him back or extending him? Like, how great does he have to be to extend him? Those kinds of things.
No, I agree with Keith. About a 6.5, 7, somewhere around there. He had a 70+% completion percentage during the off the preseason. Again, it's preseason, big freaking deal, right? But still, he still proved that he can. He didn't make too many mistakes. He made a couple, but everyone makes mistakes in preseason. That's what preseason's for, to make those damn mistakes and get them out of the way.
Right.
As far as look, how long we've been saying this? We've been saying this since we drafted him. The guy's had zero help. He's had 3 different coaches. He's had 3 different offensive systems. The guy's had absolutely no help. Nobody knows what he can do yet. Nobody knows. I don't care what anybody says. No one knows what the guy can do yet. But this is the year he's going to have to show us. Because if not, like he said, we're going to be looking at. I don't know if we're going to draft or we're going to go free agent. We're going to have a lot of free agent money next year, guys, which is very exciting. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do, but I would say, 6 or 7. He's got to be. He doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we keep saying we're not expecting them to go to the Super Bowl this year. We just want to see a step forward. Stop, because we've been going backwards. And last year was beyond embarrassing, humiliating to be that kid. It's disgusting.
You mean QB kneeling inside of our own 15?
Just the whole team was gross. So the guys that we let go, I don't care about any of them except I'll miss Jabril Peppers. That's about it. Everyone else, whatever. And I like the guys we replaced them with. Cost effective, nice, strong guys who can do the job. I like our offensive line. Are they a Super Bowl line? Probably not. But they're enough to get us a couple, enough wins to be respectable again. And this, not be made fun of by every other people, every other team.
Oh my God.
Do we have to
everybody?
We have to beat the Browns, okay? Because it's us and the Browns over the past couple of years as the worst teams in the NFL. And that's not good.
Honestly, I think
the Jets
really we should. And I know it's a big ask based off of where we've been the last several years under Gettleman's regime, but I think that the Giants really need to hit 500 this year in order to not be an embarrassment, because it's been so shameful that I don't think 7 games or I'm sorry, under 500 is going to do it. It's just not. My opinion.
Yeah.
And that's a Giants fan talking. I'm frustrated, yes, but I think we need to be 500 at least to be called not an embarrassment. And for me to say next year we got something, because Brian Daboll, he's got this team under control and he knows what he's doing. And I want to see the play calling, because quite frankly, the play calling over the last 5 years has been a load of shit.
Mm-hmm.
No other way to put that.
Even when Barkley was healthy, he's got like the most amount of 50. Even with him missing this time, he's got the most amount of like 50-yard rushes. But even when he was dating back to when he was drafted, but even when he was 100% healthy, this is a guy who Saquon is a guy who can skirt around some offensive line issues because of his mobility, is able to break tackles and whatnot.
Right.
But he still wasn't used in the right way. It wowould be like 3rd and 2, and you're throwing, you're doing a slant across the middle. When Barkley, do you not see the guy's tree trunk legs? Like, he can power through that kind of stuff, and it just wasn't done.
On the Jets level, the Jets over the last 20 years.
Yeah, and it was boring, like Dolphin football.
3rd down is going to happen.
Right. Dolphins. I'm not talking about the last couple of years, but the Miami Dolphins have been like that for a long time.
Yeah.
First and 10, run the ball, get 2 yards. Second and 8, run the ball, get third and 6.
Let me
Now
just say
let's
the Jets are
pass
a
it
worse
across.
franchise, and I know this is completely going off
For
topic,
sure.
but the Jets are a way worse franchise than the Dolphins because the Jets took a coach that completely failed and stuck with the Dolphins and hired them as their savior. So let's not even talk about either team anymore. Let's just drop all of that.
Oh, I'm just saying, Key. What I'm saying is, over the past 5-6 years, the Giants, the Browns, and the Jets are all competing for the worst team, and that's
Who
that's
stuck?
not us.
Yeah.
That's
Never.
not us. We've never been in that position before, so it really sucks.
Yeah.
That's why I want to get these wins this year to get away from the Browns and the Jets, because I don't want to be considered that anymore.
At least
It's sickening.
500.
Ellie, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you
Yeah.
100%.
I
And
got to throw a technicality out.
500 for us is like, woo, we're celebrating.
9 and
You know,
8.
and not only that though, too, I just want to see the effort. I want to see the effort. I don't want to see them giving up. I want to see them fighting for the whole goddamn game. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking
Let's
for.
see. Let's see what Dayball does. I mean, listen, we hired a lot of execs and on-field coaches that come from a winning organization in Buffalo and other places, right? We did the same with Joe Judge, who was a huge disappointment. So your pedigree and where you come from doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be better, but maybe it's just my homerism with the Giants. But I really like the picks. I like our new GM. I like our new head coach. I like our new OC. I like the way things are looking. But I'm also cautiously optimistic
Yes.
because of somebody like a Joe Judge. Because to me, I had a lot of faith in Joe Judge. He came out speaking the game, talking like Belichick, and making me think, okay, we are on the right path. It may take a couple of years, but we're on the right path. And we just went opposite direction. We went from shitty to shittier.
We fell for it. Yeah.
Granted, there were injuries, but you know what? How many injuries has Belichick had? How many injuries? If you look at every great coach who has a lot of injuries, they overcome them. Do they win championships with a lot of injuries? No, but they put a good scheme out there. They take the players they know the talent they have, and they apply it correctly against the team and the other team, the opposing team's talent, for us to be competitive. And that just did not take place under Joe Judge.
And they make halftime adjustments.
But I'm looking to the future. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, I was going to bring that up because we've been the last few head coaches that it didn't matter who it was. We were pretty optimistic about it. One guy came from the Packers. One guy came from the Patriots. Both offenses that we've seen flourish, right? But the douche from the Packers didn't learn nothing. I don't even understand where his offense there came from. You have Aaron Rodgers, but and then the other douche from where am I going here?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Shermer.
It's
Shermer, Minnesota. Yeah.
Shermer. Again, offensive minded, and then of course you had Joe Judge, who, they said he was defensive, offensive minded. He was a special teams guy, and we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." Us too.
It didn't apply.
He did
the special teams. And Shermer, the same thing. He came out like this offensive guru and a person who is tough that can run a defense. And when it really came down to it, Shermer did not know how to run a team. He really didn't. And I'm sorry. He to me looked a whole lot.
Bad memories.
Yeah, he was the guy that went out there when your team played like shit and said, "Oh, the guys really gave it their all." No, they didn't.
No.
First of all, you didn't call the right game, you didn't call the right schemes, and they fucking slept on his field. I'm sorry, I'm cursing a lot, and if you're offended by that, welcome to Giants.
That was the first one.
That's our last 5 years. Okay. Truthfully, Shermer was he was a big softy, and the Giants needed an ass kicking. And he would just apologize and tell everybody how great the team is trying and how hard they're trying.
Yeah.
When they lost 35-7. I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
good effort, guys.
We had a good game today. No, we lost by 35 points.
Okay,
It wasn't a good game.
the last couple seasons, I would watch highlights of a game more often than I would watch a whole game. And I haven't done that in my entire life. And I am turning 63 next year. At least that's how they make me feel.
That's how it feels when you're a Giant. We're all 63.
Jeez. No, really. I've always watched full games, even when we were terrible. But the last couple seasons, I would just watch game highlights because it was just terrible. It was really hard to watch.
It is.
So I'm excited for some actual football and competitiveness. I can take a loss if we're competitive and we play a good game, but we have not done that in several years, and it's time to change.
I agree.
Yeah.
And one thing people need to understand too is just because we have a coach from Buffalo who turned Josh Allen into Josh Allen, that's not going to be Daniel Jones. People, let's just calm down right now.
The comparisons.
He's not going to be Josh Allen.
We hope
the first X amount of games.
We don't need Josh Allen. We just need someone to get us down the field. That's it.
Could use Josh Allen. Though.
I would like a Josh Allen, but we're not going to get him.
If we could just get Josh Allen light, 80% of Josh Allen, 70% of Josh Allen.
He's got the legs. Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a Pepsi. There you go.
What's really going to be important is, as a head coach, Dayball is going to have to take Danny Dimes' talent. I'm not even going to explain what just happened. We have to take. He has to take. I'll explain off air. He has to take Danny Dimes' talent and apply it properly to our team, against our team's talent, and against the game scheme, against the other team's defense. That's really what it comes down to. You're not looking to make a Josh Allen. You're looking to understand the skills of Danny Dimes and apply it properly to each and every game, each and every week. And that's a head coach, folks. And we haven't had that since TC. So, let's hope we have that in this guy.
Terry Collins?
Yeah. Terry Collins. Give him another shot.
Give him another shot. Yeah. That was great. You cocksucker. All right. So, and then looking at the rest of the division, you got the Commanders out there, and I said it right just because I looked at this. I looked at the name real quick. With Carson Wentz, and
Chase Young is out.
Chase Young is out. How long? 6 games? Is that the whole year?
They don't. I don't think they evaluate at least 6
games. Yeah. So he's gone. And then you got the other 2 teams where the Cowboys have been pretty mediocre. Guys are not going to have 11 interceptions on their own again this year. That was, that's nuts. It's silly. And then you got Dak. But
my fantasy coach, thank you, Auto Draft.
And in the last 24 hours, the Eagles have now pulled ahead of the Cowboys as the favorites, at least Vegas, to win the division.
I picked them. I picked the Eagles
to win the division. Did you? That's
it hurt, but I picked them.
It hurts.
So can we all admit, as Giants fans, that the Eagles over the last several years have learned to sustain somewhat, not be champions, but they've learned to sustain, and
they've learned to shut up. You know what I mean? Too. It's like every year we get the Cowboys drinking the juice. Philly was drinking the juice for a while, but now I think they're like, all right, let's just shut up for a minute and concentrate on football instead of running our mouths. Yeah, Wack is still talking. Oh, we're going to prove everyone wrong. No, you're not. Michael Irvin's got them going to the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? Shut up, Michael Irvin.
That's the only reason why I like Stephen A.
He said Michael undefeated. Michael Irvin said they may go undefeated, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl against Buffalo.
That's the Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
This is
Michael Irvin.
Didn't Lawrence Taylor send cocaine and hookers to Michael Irvin?
Michael Irvin is not. He's not drinking the juice. He's sniffing it or shooting it up or something. That's how crazy he is.
So Keith, I know you. You're in a little bit of a time constraint, but can you stay with us through the? We're just going to go through the schedule real quick. Win-loss.
Yep, let's run through it.
Yeah, and then we'll save our picks for week 1, Timmy, for tomorrow on Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Huh? You gotta like the cheap plug there. All right. So this is it. Every year we go through the Giants schedule and we kind of count win-loss, and we've been wrong every year. Most probably, listen, we try to be optimistic, but let's start it off here. Week 1 is not easy. None of these games are easy. Week 1, it's a 4:20 game. I think it is 4:20, maybe 4:25. 4:25. I ruined it. Against the Titans, Ryan Tannehill and
Derrick Henry back from an injury.
Derrick Henry back, but they don't have any wide receivers now. Who do they have a wide receiver?
I heard that Slayton.
It's like because what's his name went to the Eagles.
To play for them also.
Yeah, he, like all-time QB. He's the all-time receiver.
Yeah, he's what do we call it, Tim? When somebody was the quarterback for both sides when we used to play in the neighborhood.
Oh God, he was.
We used to call all-time QB.
No, we used to call something else. We'll bring it up next show. I totally forgot. George will remember.
Oh my God! Yeah,
there are a few things that we call maybe. Yeah. All right. So that's what we have waiting for us.
That's gonna bother me now, Keith. That's gonna bother me now.
Me too.
All right. So Titans. We're Giants at the Titans. Timmy.
Again, I go with my heart, not with my head. I got to go with the Titans just because the insurance. We don't know if Ojulari's playing. We don't know if Thibodeau's playing.
Yep.
I got to go with the Titans because they're home also.
Keith.
I don't know.
That's a good way to get out of it.
That's sure.
I don't know. Next pick. I'm going to go with my man Tannehill, and
you're bad. You're
I like Tannehill. I'm sorry to say. I do. I like Tannehill.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I think he does a good job when I look. I think he's done what they needed him to do. Even without what's his Derrick Henry last year.
So we're going with the Titans.
All right, that's a triple L for us for the Giants. All right, week 2 at home against Carolina. Please do not lose to Baker Mayfield. Please don't do it. I'll start off. I don't know. I gotta go with an L here. God damn it!
I'll go next. I'm going with a win.
Timmy's going with the W here.
Home opener, new coach, new everything. Like I said, if Thibodeau and Ojulari don't play this week, they're gonna play next week.
Yeah,
I am going with the Giants to win the home opener. 1-1, baby. 1-1.
I want to Pornhub to check it out, and I think the porn stash will win. I think the Giants are going for another L. We're starting 0-2.
All right. All right. Week 3 is a Monday night game. So Timmy's already.
It's a loss already.
It's
already a loss.
Again, and it's at home against the Cowboys. And it'll be the first game that we get to. No, we'll be listening to the Manning cast, I'm sure. But Troy Aikman and I almost said Tim McCarver.
Can't get rid of fucking Tim. It's fucking
Ed Joe Buck.
Joe Buck yourself.
Joe Buck.
Got it deep. He's almost there.
Fuck.
Touchdown.
Let me tell you something. If this was not on a Monday night, I would have picked the Giants to win this game because I always split the games between the division rivals.
Same thing.
But you know what? Because it's a Monday night, I'm going to go with a loss because it's a Monday night, and we do not play well on Monday nights or Sunday nights or Saturday nights. We're home, but it's a Monday night game.
We're home, so I'm taking a loss. 0-3.
Wow, this is rough. Yeah, I think we all got a loss there. Wow, look at us with a 3-week homestand. Next up, guys, if we're gonna win a game early on, it's this one. It's the Chicago Bears. They don't have anything going for them, so they're in the bottom feeding area where we hope not to be. So that's where I'm calling our first victory of the year. Keith?
Is Big Plumber playing for them yet, or?
Yeah. Not many are playing for them. What you got for that one, Keith? You got a W, please?
I'm going to take a W. 1-3.
Same here. I got a W for them.
All right. Timmy's at 2-4. Don't get too out of control. And then here we go.
Then we just do 4 games, or we did 5 games? We did 6 games.
Sorry, 2-2. Don't be a jerk and put math in here, Keith. All right, week 5, Sunday. This is in London. God damn you, London.
Oh, it is in London.
Yeah, I just looked at. Well, I didn't look. I just saw it 9:30 in the morning. That's London. It's from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium
It's
in
fucking
London.
Green. It's Green Bay.
It's still Green
Green,
Bay.
Green Bay is way improved defense, and I don't care who's catching. It's still Aaron Rodgers, so yeah, it's going to be a loss, unfortunately.
They have no wide receivers, but they're still gonna figure it out. Somebody's going for 200 yards.
I think it's gonna be one of those stupid games. We're gonna win like 15-12. I'm taking the Giants win.
Nice.
Ooh, look
I
at
like
this. 50. Don't wake me up at 9:30. Well, don't wake me up at 9:30 to watch football on a Sunday to watch a 15-12 game though. Give me a shootout. Give me
Hey,
W is a
a win's a
W.
win.
Oh,
A
W
win's
is
a
a
win.
W.
I don't care if it's 2-0. I could care less.
For that day, definite. We can mark it down. Sunday, October 9th. There's a definite nap being taken during the 4:00 games. That's all right. Week 6, we come back home to play the team with the quarterback who has set this Friday as a deadline for getting a contract extension done. The Baltimore Ravens are heading to Giant Stadium. I don't see anybody optimistic here.
Listen,
The
that's an
faces
L.
are just
That's an L for me. But we're
Yeah.
about to go on a 2-game win streak after that, baby.
yes.
That's right.
Oh.
We are
Road trip.
road
Keith.
trip.
4.
2 wins,
Weeks-
baby, coming up.
Week says, all right. So Keith, I just want to make sure you got an L there.
I got an L there.
All right. Then we head to Jacksonville. They've improved their offense. We'll see how much. Defense not. If you add this offense, because they got they brought in what's his name from Arizona, Christian Kirk.
They brought in Evan Ingram.
They brought in Evan Ingram at what's the over under on what week he's gonna get hurt? Evan Ingram.
That's the game he's going to get hurt, and we're going to hurt him.
That's it. All right.
Wait, he's not a Giant, so he'll play the rest of his career without an injury.
That's true.
Yeah. It's 20 touchdowns a year.
He's playing on real grass now, so who knows?
All right, so I got a victory here. I couldn't call myself a Giants fan if I picked the Jags over the Giants.
Yep,
Timmy?
I got a W also.
Got a W, Keith?
I'll take a W here.
Yeah. All right, then a revenge game. We head the following week to Seattle. Keith, that's our favorite city to send Mets players. But this time around, we're going to Seattle. 4:25 game against the one and only Geno Smith.
And we get embarrassed and lose.
Come on. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're not dealing with an optimistic Keith today, Timmy.
Okay. That's okay. It's been a hard 5 years. I get it. I get it. But I'm going with a win though. I'm going with a 2-game win streak going into the bye.
I'm going with a victory there. You going to the bye week 9.
Actually, I'm looking at 3 straight. I'm looking at 3 straight, baby.
Dare we say a 3-game win streak? From us. We got the my whole screen just moved. The Houston Texans. The following week, that's November 13th. So actually, that's our first November game. At home against Houston.
Name 3 Texans. Name 3 Texans. You can't do it. I'll take the
long neck. Mr. Long Neck. Brandon Cooks, the only receiver on the team.
I'm going with victory here.
Look
3-game win streak, baby.
There's a storm coming. If there's a 3-game win. Wait a second. Is there 4? Is there 4, Timmy?
No.
Oh
no.
At home. If you watched the Hard Knocks, don't fall into the trap though.
No. I really do. Hey, listen, we'll see tomorrow.
I think they're gonna be good.
They are my last squeak in making the playoffs this year.
Whoa!
They are my team to make that last playoff.
Spoiler alert! But tune in tomorrow to find out why.
That's right.
All right.
Spoiler alert.
The Lions.
I'm going to take the Lions. You know why? Because we can't win 4 in a row. That's not possible.
All right. Yeah. So an L against the Lions.
I'll give it an L.
Keith, however, can go with a victory here because he does not have us on a 3-game winning streak. So he can get a W here. Here, I'm gonna jump in there. I'm gonna jump in. You could be the tiebreaker. Giants get a victory here. Giants have won 4 straight football games.
4 streaks ridiculous. You're definitely not going to win that streak. But I'm definitely going to take the W here.
The W. There we go. All right. And then so then week 12 is Turkey Day week. It's
So fast.
Turkey Day week, 4:30. I know. So for 4:30 start time against the Dallas Cowboys. Can we go into Dallas and ruin their Thanksgiving? And can we get 5 straight victories, according to me? Keith, let's start with you on this one. Are you going to really predict that the Giants are going to be a W? Oh, we're going to feast in Dallas, baby. We're going to feast.
That's our
Timmy?
home away from home.
Listen, in this household, we have Buffalo and the Giants playing on Thanksgiving. What a crazy year this is going to be. Now, normally, I would not pick the Giants to win on a non-Sunday special night game. But because I already picked against them, against Dallas, I am going to go with them to beat Dallas on Thanksgiving, because as much as we suck on non-Sundays, they will find a way to blow that game on Thanksgiving in front of the millions of people. So I'm going to go with let's put it this way. I'm not going with the Giants to win. I'm going with Dallas to lose it.
All right. As long as it winds up a W for us. Week 13. This is going to start getting a little tricky here for me because I don't know about the sustainability of this win streak. No matter who I'm playing. I think I'm going to be the optimistic guy this year. The Washington Commanders for week 13 at home.
First game against them, huh?
First game, and for Washington, that's a W for Timmy. For Washington,
you're keeping track of our W's and L's, right? Because I lost.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm a very efficient.
You are.
All right, Washington, Keith, what do you got?
I'm taking a big W. We're going 2 in a row on this one, baby.
What do you mean 2 in a row? You got 4 in a row now.
Whoa!
Yeah, look at you.
Next game's a loss, no matter what.
And man, this is tough. All right, so it's on me now. This is our first game in December. We're going down the stretch run, trying to solidify a playoff spot against the Commanders, and I got a W here. I got 5 straight victories.
It's got the Eagles.
No, the Eagles are next. I believe that's where.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're still on the first Commanders. You played them twice in 3 weeks. It's confusing.
Yeah, and actually, the Commanders have their bye week 14, so they have 2 straight games against us.
Yeah, which is why we're going to lose the next game because they'll have a week to get ready for us.
Yeah, and then they'll be all over us. All right, Eagles. After that, it's in Jersey. But just looking at the weapons that the Eagles have this year, and as on paper, they have the number 1 ranked offensive line. Which, if you got a running quarterback back there, which they do in Jalen Hurts, that could be a problem for a lot of teams. If that offensive line holds up, we all know how that rolls. But I got an L here. Timmy,
I also have an L. Unfortunately, as much as I split the games between the NFC East, I'm going to take 2 L's against the fucking Philadelphia this year.
I think so too.
What do I have here, Tim?
I'm going with an L. What do you have?
What do I have? Yeah,
I think you have an L.
Yeah. That's a triple L. That's a triple L that week. And then we head to Washington. Again, there's Darth. Darth put it on him on Washington. Week 15.
That's Rebels Darth too. You can tell by his face.
Sergio said grown men shouldn't play with toys when I brought that out before.
He did. All right, Keith.
I'm going to fight Sergio in Citi Field.
Record it. Watch it happen. Keith, week 15, Commanders. At the Commanders.
Yeah, I can't call L against any team that doesn't have a name. So, Commanders. I know that's their name, but it's not their name. So, we're going to win against the Redskins.
Formerly known as the Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins.
Yeah,
known
and I'm
to
sorry
us as the Foreskins.
That insults anybody, but truthfully, I've been alive for over 40 years, and prior to last year, I've never insulted anybody. So I'm just gonna go with my, consistent past.
You've never
Where
insulted anybody? Yeah, okay.
I've never insulted anybody by calling that team the Redskins. I've
Oh,
insulted
okay.
a lot of people, including you, myself, Tim. Tim insulted me. I mean,
But I don't think when we talk, the three of us, there's no insults. You can say whatever the hell you want. It's
But
no
I mean,
insults going on.
my whole life I've been calling them the Redskins. Nobody ever got mad at me, so I'm just gonna stay with what works.
Well, what about the foreskins?
The foreskins, there's a lot of talk about that in the Bible. Anyway,
Okay, all right. Timmy.
I am going with a win. We're going to sweep them. We're going to get swept by Philly, but we're going to sweep the Redskins.
All right. Yeah, I don't even know who their backup quarterback is, but he might be in by this week. He might be in by week 13, or Carson Wentz will surprise us there. All right, so triple W there. Next week, week 16. All right, the final 3 weeks. Week 16 at Minnesota. I don't like it.
I'm going to give you a spoiler alert right now. We're finishing the year with 3 losses. So I'm going loss.
Oh, look at this guy.
Look, his cape is blowing in the wind.
He's
I like
the cinematography.
I like
All right, wait.
matching water bottle.
All right, wait, Tim, you just gave us 3 straight L's to end the year?
I did. I'm breaking it open right now. I'm going 3 straight L's to end the year, unfortunately.
All right. Well, okay. So let's do. Timmy started a trend here. Keith. So the last 3 games at the Vikings, at home against the Colts, and then at the Eagles.
Two and one. I don't know which is what. I think honestly, I think we're gonna beat the Colts and the Eagles, but we'll see.
Okay, so I'm doing okay. I am gonna go with. Damn, that would suck if we were like in it and then we lose 3 straight to end the season.
I don't know. I just got that 3L feeling. I don't know why.
Man, and Keith went super optimistic there. All right, so let's tally it up here. Keith has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keith has us going 10 and 7. We do this every fucking year.
Hey, we're optimists.
Right. Yeah.
I thought I was being a little mean this year. So
I thought so too. And then this surprise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Timmy has the Giants going 8 and 9.
I thought Tim picked more wins than me. That's weird.
Well, you went on a 4-game winning streak. You also called 2 out of 3 for the last 3 games when Tim said 3 straight losses. So you caught up, went beyond.
Hey, I hope I'm wrong.
3,
I hope I'm
5,
wrong.
6, 7, 8. I got us at 8 and 9 also, but I prefer to take 10 and 7.
Yeah,
can we redo
I hope he's right. I hope you're right.
All right, so 10 and 7, 8 and 9.
I ended up with 10 wins.
Look at you. The over under on Giants victories, I think is I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Mets are up 4-0. Showcross, sorry, it's a football show.
Didn't they play already today? I thought they played already today.
Yeah, but we played twice because we're that nice.
Both. Well, the Yankees also have a doubleheader.
We played twice too, and we won the first game too.
But on a baseball subject, the Mets and the Yankees are trying to figure out who can blow the biggest lead. All right, so the Giants over under is 6.5 wins. So we all have the over. I think a bet is should be happening here.
I think the Mets. Okay, I think the Mets will definitely win 6.5 games this year. I'm sorry, it is football season coming, but I'm a Met fan, and it's in the heat of the season, so everything is Mets. But truthfully, I do think that the Giants can win 7 or more games this year. I really do think that. I know I picked 10, so I'm a little optimistic. If we won 7 or 8, I would not be upset with that. I think it's a big step forward. Big thing for me is really watching to see how this coaching staff handles this team and how this team performs daily and how they compete, right? So a loss to me, if we lose, but we fought through that loss, is huge because we haven't fought through losses in the last several years. So,
No,
right.
we
So
take
I think
meals.
personally for me, if we see the Giants come up and we just fight and compete game in and game out and win 7 games, I won't be upset. Just throwing that
Does
little commentary out there. Yeah.
I agree.
yes or no? Does 8? Let's just because we're on we're on the lower end. Does 8 victories save Daniel Jones as a Giant? Yes or no?
It's yes in 5 parts. No, I think it does. Yeah,
Here's my
definitely.
5-part answer.
5-part answer. I think definitely yes. Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of depends on that, but just throwing that big picture out there, I think it does. Yeah.
See, I don't know only because unfortunately this is a stats driven league. This is fantasy football plays a big part in this. If he don't go for 3,000 and 25 touchdowns or that's just how it is. Peer pressure's a bitch. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I would keep him at 8 wins as long as you said if he stops the fumbling, everything else should be all right. Everything else
Because
should be okay.
exactly, he's got to just protect the football.
Yeah.
Interceptions are going to happen. You get again the tip passes. That's for me. That should be on the receiver. That should be a whole new stat.
Oh my God, Kenny Galladay would have fucking 10 already by this time.
So
But even if Galladay gives us half of what he gave, what he had in Detroit, with his 1,300 yards, X amount of touchdowns, just get something out of the guy. I mean, and they even say he looks like shit. It's not even like he's not just catching balls or whatever.
No,
They
watched
say
him.
he's running like
I
a
watched
statue.
him. I was watching him several times on blocking plays. He barely touched the guy. He barely ran a route. He got no separation from any. And there were times when Jones looked at him as number 1 receiver for that certain play, and he had to look right. Like he looked and went, "Holy shit!" He had to roll the other way automatically, look for someone else because he does not get any separation. And I think it's because he just doesn't want to try. So you know what? Fuck him.
Yeah.
You know what? I would.
Is this going to be
have cut
another
his
whack
ass.
job?
Yes, I would have cut his ass. I don't care about the cap thing. I would have cut his ass already. I would if I was GM, he would have been gone. As a matter of fact, in Madden, I did cut his ass. I traded him because I don't like the guy.
My favorite Giants receiver. I'm not sure if I can say all time yet, but definitely a recent
Toomer.
15 years. Armani Toomer, Froch, because we've said this.
Yeah.
Tim, because we've said this. And why is Armani Toomer my favorite receiver? Is he the fastest? No. Is he the best at everything off the line? No? But you know what Armani Toomer does? He runs routes. He gets open. He learns his defense. He changes according to the defense's plan against him, and he has sure hands. And Armani Toomer to me was, and throw it out in the chat. Who is better in Giants history than Armani Toomer? He's got to be 1, 2, or 3 in history. Giants receivers.
Plaxico could have been if he didn't shoot himself.
Yeah, unfortunately, Plaxico was amazing, but
unfortunately, Cruz too. The injuries couldn't keep him on the field.
Right.
So. But yeah, no, I am with you 100%. I think Toomer is probably the best Giant.
I mean, and the guy, was he like superior athletic wise to everybody? No, but up here, he knew how to play the game. He knew how to get open. He knew how to get into a position where a good quarterback can throw the ball in a place where nobody else can get it but him, and he got it. And we need Danny Jones to be able to throw the ball in that place, and we need a receiver who can perform in that position where he gets into a place where only he can get the ball. And that was Toomer. And, it was huge. And Toomer really was a big factor in our championships, in our last 2 championships. So,
dude, he beat the Cowboys in 2007. He beat them in that playoff game.
He's not the sexy name.
In 2011, he beat the Patriots, right? Remember that?
The best way to put it, Keith, is he did his job.
Amazing.
Everything what you're saying is absolutely true. But to break it down, he did his job. That's it.
And that's the thing. A lot of these receivers try to do more than their job instead of concentrating on what their job actually is. So that's a good point, Tim. So and to break that down, it's right. You do your job. Don't do more than your job. Like an ODB should have done more than his job because of his talent, but he couldn't. and it failed, and it is what it is. I'm not mad.
No,
at it.
ODB took a lot of sick days. He didn't do his job, and now Kenny Galladay is collecting food stamps instead of doing his job because fucking useless.
Terrible.
Well, no, Slayton's gonna be cutting food stamps because he's only collecting $950,000 a year.
So what?
That dude will make more than I will make.
But you know what? Slayton, I'll give him the credit. So he wanted to stay. He took the cut.
Yeah.
Now go out. If he goes out and has a 1,000-yard season, next year you give him his goddamn money. That's it.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's it. Listen, the wide receiver, the receiver camp is wide open, right? There's going to be a guy
we have
who's
no
gonna,
number one. We have no
right,
number
exactly.
one. We have
Somebody
a bunch of threes.
Remember, some of the best receivers, some of the best slot receivers, some of the best teams were reliant on slot receivers, not somebody who could run deep and get it down the field before everybody. Came from training camp, came from backup players, came from what's the side of the football
Smith,
that Joe Judge
Steve Smith Rose
coached? Came from special teams, right? Like a Wayne Corbett came from practice squad. You know, some of the best players came from practice squad, came from special teams. So let's see what happens this year. You know, it's a stretch, but it's also a possibility. 10 wins, Giants. Let's go, baby.
And this kid, the wide receiver, he's what was he, a third round? He was a third round.
Wandell, yeah, I think third round.
Wandell, yeah.
So I mean, if you look at it, it's not every single year, but like kind of like what Keith was saying, even there's guys that have been taken. Where was DK Metcalf taken? He was like day 3 because didn't he become day 3 or day 2? Definitely day 2. But DK Metcalf with the right, he showed what he can do with Russell Wilson.
What round was Tom Brady picked?
6.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
Tom Brady. Listen, everybody loves to hate Tom Brady. I love Tom Brady, and he is the epitome of what you can do. He was not dependent on. He was picked on way like back where people just go to practice squad and retire, and the guy came up and became one of the best quarterbacks of all time that we beat twice. So
after special rules were made for him,
right, and then he played us, and those special rules didn't apply because he was on his back a lot.
What a loser Tom Brady. All right. All right, so
winner.
he's a winner for us.
He won 2 Giants Super Bowls and all the other ones he won.
Yeah. All right, let's do.
Listen, Tom Brady, when he retires at the end of his career, he's not going to think about the 6 that he won. He's going to think about the 2 that he lost to the Giants and the 1 to the Eagles.
He's very open to joke about it, though. You got to give him a lot of credit. Him and Eli, they go back and forth a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, Eli always says happy Father's Day. You send me a Father's Day card this year.
So
always.
You got to give Brady a lot of credit as a Giants fan.
I don't hate the guy. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate him.
You're weird. I don't know why. He's fun. He's entertaining. He's a good guy. He does a lot of charity work, and we beat him twice.
Dude, I rooted for him against the Eagles. I rooted for him against the Seahawks.
Roll his eyes.
I rooted against the Eagles. That's the only time I ever rooted for Brady.
The Eagles should.
I hate the Seahawks too. I hate the Seahawks.
Have you ever gone outside and there's like a weed in your yard and it flowers? It kind of looks nice, but it is a weed, and it's going to spread. So you spray Roundup on it, and you come out the next day and it's all wilted and you're like so happy that this beautiful flower died. Right. So
that's all right.
Yeah.
that makes
this
sense.
episode brought to you by Roundup.
Yeah.
It's Roundup and
Roundup the Eagles.
Roundup and chemotherapy, right? You always get those things, the Roundup things to be in these class action lawsuits. You ever see that?
Right, but if it's the Eagles and the Cowboys, it don't count.
Yeah.
It's true.
What? Okay. All right, let's go round robin here as we close this bad boy out. And as we go round robin, let's do the scores. We won't go through the whole week 1 because we'll do that tomorrow, Timmy, on Unsportsmanlike. But let's get a score going for the Giants and the Titans, which we all have Giants losing. So that plus final thoughts. So let's go. Let's start with Timmy on this one.
Titans 28, Giants 20. I don't think it's going to be that. I think we're going to score. I
Not
do.
bad.
I think
So
Giants 9, Titans
So
12.
you're
No.
turning me at Keith.
28-20. And
It's gonna.
as far as my final thought goes, listen, we can't do this Groundhog Day shit no more. Like we've been saying it the whole time. We've been saying it for 4 years since this show's been on. We just want to see improvement. We just want to see the team play like a team, play for 60 minutes. I know it's a cliche like a movie, but it's
Right.
it's
Be
true, man.
competitive.
We just want to see a competitive team on the field. We're not worried about Super Bowl this year. We're not.
No
It's not.
fourth quarter collapses where Felipe Sparks can't cover in the end zone.
Yeah,
No,
like none of that bullshit. I just want
no.
to see a competitive 60-minute football game where they don't give up, where they fight to the end, and I'll be happy with that.
And we may have outstretched our generation by mentioning Felipe Sparks, but I'm going to go Giants are going to lose 24-17.
24-17. Any final thoughts for the good old people out there?
Again, so I would
10 and
not
7.
judge our season on wins and losses, but I would judge it on how we compete. Being competitive is really important. We have not been competitive, and being competitive from quarter 1 through quarter 4 is even more important. So if you're a real football fan and you watch the adjustments and things like that, I think that's going to really tell our future as we build talent to fit into the coaching staff that we have. How we do our second quarter adjustments, how we do our halftime adjustments, and how we just kind of fight and make sure we're standing into every game and being competitive and not just kind of laying down. If we're able to do that every game this season, and we come out from anywhere between 7 to obviously 10 wins, we we had a very successful season because we haven't been able to do that in some time. So let's go Giants. Let's go Mets. And I can't help it because we're in the heat of the race right now. It's playoff season in the MLB. So the Mets are going to definitely leak into here right now. We're going to be half game up regardless today. So let's go Mets. The Mets are going to win. The Mets are going to win the series. Oh, Giants. I'm sorry. Yes, you heard my thoughts on the Giants.
Yes. All right. I got 24-21 Titans winning. I'd rather get blown out, but
Wow.
from I don't know. First week you're in it, you got the optimism going, and you're like, oh, we could get this victory, and if we can get this victory, then maybe we can turn that into a couple of victories, 2-0 to start the season, and then you lose 24-21.
You've been
but final thoughts. Yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago we were so desperate that we were trying to win the division with 6 victories. That's how badly we wanted to be good. And we were like, yeah, playoffs. We're 4-12, 4-11. We could just, but this year it's different. Let's take that step forward. If Daniel Jones is not the right guy, that's it, and we start over. And I don't know how that looks, but it hurts me a little bit already. But just be in it. Just like these guys were saying, getting repetitive here, but just be in it, play hard. Galladay, I mean, I don't know if he's hurt, get him out of there. If he's not hurt, then do your thing.
If he
do
plays like he
75%
did,
of like Detroit.
if he plays like he did week 1, like he did in the preseason, I would cut his ass directly after the fucking first game Sunday. He'd be out by Sunday at 4:00. He'd be off the team. That's how bad he was in the preseason. And again, it's not like he's just dropping. I mean, he did not try. He did not give a shit. Yeah, I don't know, but I would. That's it. I would have maddened his ass.
All right. So that'll do it for episode 1 of season 5 in our turnaround season.
Ooh.
For 4 years, it's been Groundhog Day, but this year, as promised by us just now, Tim and I have 8 victories. Keith has his. That's a play. 10-7 is going for the division. I mean, we only have it at 2 games off, but we'll see how it goes. But That'll do it for us today. Check us out tomorrow on Sportsmanlike Conduct. It'll be myself and Timmy, and we'll see about AM PM Dave if he shows up for tomorrow. We're going to cover all things sports. We'll get into some baseball, some basketball, some tennis, right, Timmy? Timmy's going to take the lead on the tennis discussion with Serena. But that's tomorrow. And until next week, when we get to season 5, episode 2, we've all predicted a loss this week against the Titans. But surprise us, Giants. Surprise us, Dayball. Surprise us, Daniel Jones. Surprise
Prove
us,
me
Saquon.
wrong. Prove
What?
me wrong.
Timmy, did you hear me do the what thing to Keith earlier?
No, I missed that part.
Keith did like 12 Wakatas, and I said what in between each one of them. And I made sure to say that was your favorite Stone Cold bit.
Worst thing that happened to wrestling in the past 20 years.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Let's go, Giants.